Starting at right wing, number 18, Andrew Lusignan. At left wing, number 20, Joe Nutting. At center, number 22, Mike Mulvey. And the starting vote. And now the starting lineup of the home team, the Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks. Starting at left defense, number 4, Jordan Nolan. At right defense, number 20, Nick Dizzy. At left wing, number 7, Tegan Harrington. At right wing, number 21, Desmond Conley. At center, number 9, Christian Loyola. And the Lumberjacks starting Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and proudly remove your cap to the flag in the Star-Spangled Banner.
The starting lineups have been announced. The anthem has been played. That can only mean one thing. It's hockey time. This is the 2019 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here at the Star Center, Plano. My name is Andrew Shapiro. I am joined by Rusty McGibbon, and this is the opening game of Pool D, between the Northeast number 4, Keene State College Owls, and the West number 1, the Northern Arizona University Ice Jacks. So as I bring in my broadcast partner, Rusty McGibbon. Rusty, what are you looking for out of tonight's game?
Well, I think what we've seen throughout the games that have already happened today, special teams are paramount for these guys. I think, just play tentative at the end of 60 minutes. Hopefully we got a winner.
Arizona moving right to left on your monitors in the white jerseys trimmed in blue and gold. Keene State moving left to right in the red jerseys with the black numbers trimmed in black and gray. Our officials for tonight's game are Aaron Schacht and Vladislav Gottsteiner. Linesmen are Scott Wheeler and Travis Black, and we are so happy that you can join us. This one is sent back into the Keene State end where it'll be taken over by Mario Serra. He plays it out to center and corralled by Northern Arizona. This is Jordan Nolan. Sends it up the wing, but Keene State barely onside, down the right wing. That's Joe Nutting. Back pass across, goes through the crease and carries all the way out to center. And behind the play, we have an Ice Jack slow to get back to his feet. That is Desmond Conley.
He is going to get off under his own power. They're able to make a change.
Back into the Keene State end. It's gloved down at the blue line and played across the ice. Good poke check there by Dimitri Thorson for Northern Arizona. And it's back into the Keene State end. Lucas Poulin turns back with it. Pass ahead, that finds Joey Silva. He drops the pass off and blockered away there by Jackson Gosnell as that one hits the netting as we've played 1 minute and 11 seconds in the first period and we are scoreless.
And, this is an interesting matchup. I would say the Northeast has really flexed their muscles today. All three teams that have played already from the Northeast have won. UMass, University of New Hampshire, as well as Northeastern, and now the fourth team from the Northeast, which is Keene, is having their opportunity, but they are going to face a seasoned opponent in Northern Arizona University who has been here, I would say, at least the last 3 or 4 years consecutively.
Even longer than that, Rusty. I think they've been coming to nationals for at least the last 6 years or so. I know I've seen him with me for a little while, but Northern Arizona is one of those teams. They're always in the tournament. They never really seem to be able to find that next echelon, though. So maybe this year will be different. They are the West #1, so they're in the bracket here with Keene State. Is that one deflected wide? They're in the bracket here with Keene State, as that one's blocked and held onto by Carlin Testa, Cincinnati and Lindenwood.
And that was a real upset earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Cincinnati able to deal Lindenwood a loss early. And I would say that's really been the upset of the day.
I would have to agree. A lot of people had Lindenwood to make it out of pool play undefeated, and really a lot of people said on paper they'd be the only. There's a shot to goal! Lucas Lomax from the right wing beats Testa over the blocker. Northern Arizona the lead, just a minute 46 into the game.
And Testa really did not give the appearance that he was able to track that all the way in, as it did beat him high blocker side in the far part of the netting there, as he shot it from about 40 feet out. And from our vantage point down at one end of the rink, it's pretty hard to comment on the traffic, but Northern Arizona off to a good start.
And if it is Lomax, that is his 19th of the season. Yep, that's Lomax's 19th goal of the season, first in the tournament here. Keene State on the counter here, down the left wing. That's David Cuniff. He stood up, and the Keene Owls have it back. Dropped back around. That is Philip Sweeney. Shot from the point deflected just wide. Deflection came off the shot from the point by Jake Malisi. Glove down at center by Bryce Blanchard, and quickly played back into the Ice Jacks end. It'll roll on goal, and Testa will cover up for a whistle with 2:22 gone by here in the first period. Didn't quite catch the assist on that, so we'll have to wait a little while to see who had the helpers on Lucas Lomax's first goal of the tournament. And quickly, NAU out to a 4-1 shot advantage as well. Something to keep an eye on here, Rasty.
Yeah, and interestingly, we saw a tremendous shot differential in the UNH NC State game, and actually NC State coming out the winner in terms of shots on goal, but not exactly the same on the scoreboard, losing that one 7-2 and being dealt their first loss of the season and the first loss of this national tournament. Yeah,
you mentioned the Northeast having a really strong showing with all three teams that have played so far winning, and two of those wins coming in fairly easy fashion for the Northeast region, as this is NAU breaking out over the crest of center ice. That's Malachi Bushy, who takes it wide, throws it behind the net. Northeastern with a 5-2 win over Penn State. UMass with a 6-1 trouncing of the formerly unbeaten NC State Ice Pack.
And actually that one ended up, I think, 7-2.
7-2 was the final.
Yeah.
And actually all three teams really, because UNH had their way with Utah State with a 6-1 victory there.
Yeah.
So the Northeast has really come out, and they've played extremely well to start off the national tournament.
And I'll tell you the thing that has been the most impressive to me. UMass and UNH have definitely come out in a way where, a lot of teams that have had some time off, and, sometimes we were talking there to the UMass coach, and he said that they have not had a game for 5 weeks.
Yeah, Lindenwood was the same way, as was Aquinas. And, it seemed to hurt Lindenwood. Coach Gary Gardner referenced it, that being off for 5 weeks really definitely killed them, because they didn't really have that competitive of a schedule in between then and nationals. And Aquinas, on the other hand, they really enjoyed the rest that they had with those 5 weeks off, as this is a pass in front for Joey Silva. He can't pull the trigger. And they really came out and they just absolutely throttled Montana State. There's a shot going wide. That off the stick of Conley. Good to see him back out as he took that hard spill on his first shift a minute in. Behind the play, a couple players get tangled up as down the right wing. A drop pass goes onto the stick of Philip Sweeney. Back to the slot. Shot never made it on goal. Sweeney has it on his backhand now. He tried to drop it off, takes it into the near side corner, wraps it around and gets a pass back from Poulin. Sweeney to the far side corner. To the point it goes for a take there by Iron Harmon. Pass across for Noah Sanders off the glass. Rattles around. It'll be taken by Conley for NAU, but he can't get it out past the board check there of Poulin. Finally, NAU escapes in the person of Christian Toivola. Drops a pass off for Jordan Nolan. Nolan a shot right into the paraphernalia of Carlin Testa, and they'll freeze it for the whistle with 15:50 to go in the first. 1-0 lead for the Ice Jacks.
You know what? I had the opportunity to see some of the Northeast Regional Tournament this year, and Testa has been solid for them. And I think, if you were to ask the guys from Keene State, they would definitely tell you that he has been he has had an anchoring effect for them this season.
Carlin Testa has been the backstop of this team for at least the last 2 or 3 seasons. I was talking with a couple guys off the air about Keene's first trip to Nationals, how they made it to the regional tournament, and then they went through the regional tournament. They played 2 games. They won the first one fairly easily, and their second was an OT winner against number 3 Northeastern at the time. And, to this day, Coach Bobby Rodriguez will always have the best bus curfew ever, as that was an opportunity by Mario Serra that went awry. Coach Bobby Rodriguez, he was mentioning, there's a shot and a save there by Gosnell, and he'll hang on, that he was celebrating with an adult beverage, and he looked at his players and he said, hey, when this is empty, all the butts better be on the seats on the bus. So to this day, I find that to be the best bus curfew ever.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Unless he was one of those things that you get at a concert that's 2 or 3 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't like that. It was like a little plastic cup kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wrapped back around there by Dylan Mensing. And it goes out to the neutral zone where it'll be taken over by Keene State. Sent back in by Serra.
It takes a long time to consume a root beer, like a root beer float.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not quick.
No, absolutely.
It's not like drinking water after you just mowed the lawn with a push mower.
No, that's exactly right.
Right.
Yep. Stick knocked out of his hand. That was Lomax. Behind the play, we're going to get a penalty coming up as Lomax was taken down, and Keene State will go to the man disadvantage. Bryce Blanchard will sit 2 minutes or less in the sin bin. 5:16 into the first period.
Looks like he's going to get an obstruction interference call here. So for Northern Arizona, this is the opportunity to really jump out, double your lead. I think after things have kind of calmed down a little, I would say Keene State seems to have shown a little bit more of the jump, but this will be an opportunity to steal a little bit of that momentum back.
Arizona does have the 7th best power play among tournament teams, 26.5%. They've scored 35 total power play goals during the season, that good for 4th amongst all tournament teams. Keene State with the top half power play, the top half penalty kill, is coming down the left wing. That's Jester. Swung back around to the point it goes for a take by Desmond Conley. Down low, it's back across. That's Babluzian. To the point it goes for Jordan Nolan. A shot catches the boards and rattles around. Babluzian has it again. To the point he goes for Nolan. Nolan fires a shot. It got blocked on the way in. Taken by Babluzian. A save made by Testa. He'll hang off for the whistle and some extra pushing and shoving. Babluzian down, courtesy of Aaron Harmon. As with 1:14 left in the power play, 13:57 to go in the first period, it's a 1-0 lead for NAU.
Babluzian there giving a couple pokes at the glove of Testa to no avail. But a little push and shoving, and that's not a bad way to start.
So it'll be face-off to the left of Carlin Testa. 6-4 the shots thus far in favor of Northern Arizona, as this face-off is won by Keene State and played out to center. Here's Mario Serra down the left wing, tries to play it ahead, successfully finds his teammate Kyle Carrigan, who ties up behind the net, but escaping with it was Malachi Bushy. Sent back around for Harrington. He's muscled off there by Serra. Stolen away by Keene, that's Carrigan. And the puck played out to center. Here comes Harrington. Shot to the back door, but it's sticked away by Testa into the far side, into the near side corner with 40 seconds to go in the power play. 13:22 left in the first period. Pass down the left wing goes Kiefer. And it's played all the way out to center off the block pass with 30 to go in the power play. On the left wing, this is that is Reese Kiefer. Kiefer gets into the Keene State end. He'll set up shop with 20 to go in the power play. Wrap back around. Here's Mahood. Back for Kiefer. He ties up with his own man. That was Lomax. And Keene able to clear it all the way down with 12 to go in the power play. Time for one last rush for NAU.
NAU not having a lot of success so far on this.
Big collision there. Lomax takes care of his man. That was the oncoming Andrew Lussignan. And Gosnell has to cover up with 2 seconds left in the power play. NAU will go 0 for 1 with their opening man advantage.
And really, I don't know, they may have gotten credited with one shot.
I would say maybe one. Face-off is to the right of Gosnell. One back by the Owls. That was Bertone winning the face-off. Wrapped around as out of the box comes Blanchard. Tie up in the near side corner. Wrapped back around by Bertone. He'll find his man Blanchard. Breaking out with it is NAU. Drop pass, that'll find Kiefer. Or excuse me, that is actually Dimitri Thorson, who plays it up and into the Keene end. Thorson ties up on the near side half boards. And in starts Jake Clark with a shot glove down out of the air by Gosnell. We'll get a whistle with 12:13 to go in the first period. NAU leading 1-0.
It's interesting that there's so much traffic by both teams around the net so early in the game, with shots being this even.
Both teams doing an excellent job of getting that good net front presence that you just mentioned, Rasty. So it remains to be seen if that's going to be a trend that continues all the way through the remainder of this game, as we have a center eviction, and in to come take it is Harrington. He loses the draw cleanly to Sweeney, and Keene keeps possession. Goes under the stick of Sweeney, but played out to center and touched forward. Now we're back onto the stick of Joe Holleran, who sends it back in. Circling behind the net, this is Jordan Nolan. Nolan up ahead for Harrington. He played to play a cross-ice pass. In walks Conley. Conley with a drop pass and a shot taken by Toivola. Never made it on goal as it was blocked down by the body of John Holleran. And behind the whistle, we're going to get another penalty on Keene State. It's going to be a cross-check with 11:44 to go in the second period. NAU back to work on the man advantage.
And, you know, for Northern Arizona, this is their opportunity. You know, they get about 1 out of every 4, so it will be interesting to see if they're able to get something more set up during this one than last one, as they really only able to register 1 shot and have not gotten a shot since that one that they were able to register on their power play.
2 power plays exactly 3 minutes apart for the Ice Jacks here. Remains to be seen if they can get anything better on this one. Their first power play, we'll call that one a warm-up, shall we?
Yes.
And this one's backhanded all the way down, so not really a great start for the NAU Ice Jacks, but Keene State's penalty kill looking really good right here.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was able to call the Utah State game, and one thing about Utah State, they did not have success in their
that shot tied up off the stick of Mahood. Go ahead, Rasty.
First game. One thing I did like about Utah State is on the power play, they really did not seem to be that discriminate about where they were taking shots from. And you see these guys, you know, they're looking for the perfect shot, and 40 minutes are already gone. They haven't registered a shot yet.
Played back around to the point for the take there by Malachi Bushy. He plays it down low. That was Mahood, having it in the near side, far side corner. Lomax dropped it off. Mahood, he cycles with Lomax. Lomax has it now with 1:02 to go in the power play. To the point it goes for Bushy. Bushy swings it back down low. He finds Mahood. Down low in the corner, there's Lomax. A shot and a save made by Testa. He steers it back around the net. 50 seconds to go in the power play. And it's played all the way out to center and all the way down. 40 to go in the power play. 10:22 remaining in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Arizona Ice Jacks.
And it's hard to criticize a power play when they're, you know, almost 26, 27%. But, you know, Nationals is not always indicative of what happens throughout the year. So I'd say for Northern Arizona, you know, they're going to have to make some tweaks.
Absolutely. 15 to go in the power play. Last rush for the Ice Jacks. It's Jordan Nolan down the left wing. Throws it on goal, and a save made by Testa. He'll hang on. 9 to go in the power play. 9:52 remaining in the first period. NAU leads 1-0. Rusty, I think I just got the most heartbreaking text ever. My fiance is at home listening to the game with her dog.
With her dog?
Her dog.
Okay.
And her dog knows my voice.
Yes.
And hears me talking. Knows that it's me and is expecting me there.
Oh, jeez.
I feel terrible for the dog, too. That shot deflected and a save made by Testa. Wrapped back around by Stephen Thompson. 2 seconds and 1. Arizona State, or NAU, is now 0 for 2 with the man advantage. A little bit better job there, Rasty. I think they had 2 shots on goal there and 2 quality chances as well.
Yes. And so, I mean, it's a matter of time, right? It's a matter of time and adjustment.
As we're going to get a whistle all the way down, and there is another penalty behind the play. This one's going to come against Northern Arizona, though. So Keene's going to go to the man advantage once NAU touches, and there it is. So with 9:20 to go in the first period, Northern Arizona leads 1-0, but Keene is going to the man advantage.
And it's going to be interesting to see what Keene does. I really do think that so far Keene has had more jump than Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona has had 2 opportunities on the...
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, official merchandise partner of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official tape provider of the ACHA. And the City of Frisco.
A little snippet of what happened today. You can watch ACHA tonight, which goes live at 11:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time every night during the course of the entire tournament. Analysis, highlights, we'll have a couple interviews, we'll have some fun. What do you think, Rasty?
Yeah, I think it's a great addition to an already stellar lineup of coverage that we've been able to provide, and I think this. If you're a fan of the ACHA, or you're really a fan, or you follow one team, from my understanding, they're going to be speaking with the men's Division II commissioners, and really Division II is the heavyweight in terms of the amount of teams that are covered in the ACHA.
Yeah, there's over 100 teams in the men's Division II. 64 of them go to regionals, and then 16 of them wind up here in Frisco. Or sorry, 4 of them wind up. Yeah, 16 of them wind up in Frisco. I'm thinking by region, but 16 wind up in Frisco. Only 4 can move on after Sunday, and then there's only 1 left standing by Tuesday afternoon. Both of these teams hope to be that 1 left standing, as this one's played out wide for a take-in by Drew Merrick, but Keene State is offsides and will get a whistle with 27 seconds gone by in the power play for the Owls and 8:52 remaining in the third period that sees NAU leading, first period that sees NAU leading 1-0.
Face-off is going to come just outside the blue line.
For those of you who do follow, I promise we worked this into the broadcast. For those of you who do follow the men's Division II, you'll notice that we're missing a voice. We have one of our fellow commentators, a young man from Jersey by the name of Sean Bretherick, who is usually with us on these broadcasts. So usually have a game or two. As that one's played out in front and stick just wide. Well, Sean is
gone.
He's not here this year for an interesting reason. That one's turned away there by Jackson Gosnell behind the net, walking out in front, but unable to pull the trigger. That was Jake Clark, as this one's played all the way down with 58 to go in the power play. And this one's a long stretch pass, but offsides as Testa can't believe it. He hit a 100-foot stretch pass perfectly onto the stick of Philip Sweetie, who is behind the D, but offsides.
That was a pretty impressive pass, too.
54 seconds left in the power play and 8:13 to go in the first period. So Sean is not with us. He's on a 10-day PTO with the Binghamton Devils. They're actually on the road in Springfield tonight.
So Sean will be backing up tonight in Springfield. And may see action for the Binghamton Ice Devils. It'll be interesting to see.
See if he can get a sniff of the show.
I hope he does get a sniff of the show. I mean, that probably will be a huge boost for him, just to get some playing time there, and definitely a real confidence booster. So our best to Sean Bretherick, and we know he's not here this year, but on to bigger and better things maybe.
Absolutely, that shot turned away by Gosnell. A great shot there off the stick of Philip Sweeney. Behind the net.
I want you to look at the amount of puck support. Keene with 3 guys below the goal line, and their D-man are still able to keep it in.
Absolutely. That's a shot turned around by Carignan, but it missed the net completely and sent the length of the ice by NAU. 15 to go in the power play, 7:32 remaining in the first period. Northern Arizona leading Keene State 1-0. Puck off the glass and sent into the NAU end. 2 seconds and 1 as that one's lifted out to center, and that will do it for the Keene power play. They are 0 for 1 on the man advantage on the day with 2 shots thus far.
Special teams has not really been a factor so far, so it'll be interesting to see as this game progresses. If you're joining us late, Northern Arizona with a shot that really seemed to just catch Testa by surprise there, not even 2 minutes into this contest, and that's been the only goal so far.
2-on-1 possible rush here. Posting up with that is Blanchard. He sends a pass back. And now here come the Owls down the left wing. It's a 2-on-1 break, and a man dies. It's 2-on-0. Pass across, and he missed the net. Blanchard had an open net. He missed it. Oh, a beautiful pass by Dylan Mensing. Michael Lemson drops the pass off. Big collision on the half-boards. Turning with that for a moment was Mensing, and here come the Ice Jacks. Here's Mahood over the blue line. Offsides go NAU. 10-8 the shots on goal. 6:22 left in the period. 1-0 to score.
And I'll tell you, that's probably been the best chance we've seen. Even though Northern Arizona's got a goal, that's probably been the best scoring chance that we have seen by either team. It was a 2-on-1 that came in, and they tripped over the ACHA logo just inside the blue line, made it a 2-on-0, and they did try to go cross crease, but missed the net, eh? Jeez.
So who do we put the penalty on for that? Do we put that on Kurtzy or Jay, or do we put that on AJ?
That's a good one.
We'll have to check the rule book and figure out one of our broadcasters or somebody in the office is getting 2 minutes for tripping on that play. To the point it goes for a shot to be taken by Ligiaki, and it goes wide. That one shot deflected on goal. Save made by Testa. He'll freeze it with 5:58 to go in the first. The shot from the point came from Dimitri Thorson. And once again, extra pushing and shoving. Keene and Northern Arizona really getting to know each other kind of well here.
Well, I would definitely agree. They are.
6 games are in the books on day 1. 1 game being played on the other side as we speak. That's going to be Florida Gulf Coast and Marion, and we'll keep you posted on those scores as we go. And we'll take you through the rest of the league as the game goes on. Again, 6 games in the books out of the first day, a possible 8. A cross-ice pass blocked down. 3 men into the boards hard. Coming away with it was Joey Silva. Has it on the far side wing. A nice move to the slot. Silva fans on the shot. Far side corner. It's played back up the wall by Ligaki. Down low, it goes off of Ligaki's stick, and it'll be taken there by Dimitri Thorson. To the point it goes for a shot coming by Keene off the person of Jake Melissi, who has it now. He's tied up there with NAU's Desmond Conley. Back around it goes. Here's Mahood. He'll start out with a head of steam. That's Jordan Nolan. Plays it up ahead. Onto the stick of Conley. Back across, and a glove saved by Testa. He'll get the whistle off the shot by Toivola. 5:03 to go in the first period. NAU holding on to that 1-0 lead.
Shots are 12-8, 5:03. And there's a unusual amount of physicality that's happening around the net, and I don't know if that's part of the game plan for Northern Arizona. Looks like you're going to get 2 minutes for an obstruction interference, which I think is a great call by the officials to just calm this down. And I mean, you know that ultimately is what's going to send the best message. And you do see one of the captains there, number 13, Max Mahood, over just talking to try to get some explanation.
So 14:57, the time of the penalty. Conley gets 2 minutes for interference. And so NAU will go back to the penalty kill. Keene 0 for 1 with the man advantage today. 2 shots on goal with the opening power play. So it's Mahood gets 2 minutes for interference, not Conley. Pass across, sent all the way down. On the far side boards. Pass across there is Carrigan. He shoots and it's blocked down. Shot from the point goes up and over the bar. That by Serra. Wrapped around for Sanders. Sanders plays it down low. He finds Serra. In the corner, here's Mario Serra walking in front, but his shot hits the glass. A strange bounce. Fortunate for Keene, though, as it lands on the stick of Kyle Carrigan, as that one's held on to by Jackson Gosnell. 1:31 to go in the power play for Keene State. 4:33 remaining in the first period. Northern Arizona hanging on to that 1-0 lead on a goal by Lucas Lomax, 1:46 into the game.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it was that long ago. I mean, it does not feel like that long ago. There have not been a lot of stoppages. I guess there have been 4 minor penalties here so far, but a lot of end-to-end play. I mean, shots are 12-9, so it's been a pretty even period. I think this is the second minor that Northern Arizona's taken.
Indeed it is. That one deflects through the crease. Gosnell never moved. As in to retrieve the puck in the far side corner is Ligaki, and he'll send it all the way down. Testa out to play it. Lightly forechecking is Christian Toivola, and out start the Owls. Over the crest of center ice, here comes Silva. Plays it into the far side corner. It goes off the boards and is intercepted there by Sweeney, and now played the length of the ice. Testa will have to come out and play it as we are halfway through the Keene State power play with 4:01 remaining here in the first period.
I know for Bobby Rodrigue, he would get a lot of satisfaction of going into the dressing room tied up. I mean, I don't think that that's a deal breaker for him. I think execution-wise, I'm liking what I'm seeing from his Keene guys. The only thing I would say is you got to get the puck on net.
Absolutely.
And even if your wrist shot, it's got to be on net.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've said shot on goal. Here comes Conley, 2-on-1 short-handed. He's got Bushy with him. Conley holds, he shoots, a blocker save by Testa. Conley has the rebound behind the net. Circles in the far side corner, 26 to go in the power play for Keene State. 3:26 remaining in the first period. Still a 1-0 lead for Northern Arizona. Has a great scoring chance. Short-handed though it was, a great scoring chance for the Ice Jacks gone awry.
Now, interesting, I did the UMass-NC State game. Both teams had a shorty.
That is an interesting stat. I had a game earlier today. 2 right-handed catching goalies.
Oh, wow, that's right.
Yep, that one played out in front, stolen by the Arizona Ice Jacks. That's Jordan Nolan. He plays it up and out to center through the stick of Aaron Harmon. Down the right wing. Here comes Federico. He drops a pass off. Down the right wing again. Here comes Carrington. Tries to cut back to center, and it's played into the near side corner. Starting up with this is Lomax, the goal scorer. He sends a breakout pass to Mahood. Down the left wing. Mahood tries to get around the defenseman. Instead, Testa has it. He'll just get a stick on it and cover up with 2:39 to go in the first period. So Keene State 0 for 2 with the man advantage thus far. Only one shot in that second period, Rasty, because they hit the net, but they hit everything but the net.
That's right. No, and you know what? I mean, here's the thing: both teams have had chances. They've had a lot of chances, even on 5-on-5 and special teams. And there's been really good goaltending at each end. I would say probably the most even period of any of the games that I've called today.
Here's a 2-on-1 for the Owls down the right wing. There's a shot in front, a save made by Gosnell. Puck sits loose at the top of the crease. 3 Owls there. Knight can bang it home. Shot, score! It's a howitzer from the point, and Jake Clark ties the game at 1.
And that was great, really second and third effort there by Keene as puck out about 5 feet from the top of the crease. And they were able to bang away. Ultimately, the puck came out and a blast from just above the face-off dot, and it ricocheted around in the bottom, and we are now 1-1.
That puck sat loose in front of the crease. 3 Owls tried to take a whack at it. Gosnell stood tall as long as he could, but eventually the puck just came out to the top of the point, right there in the circle, and Jake Clark wound up, fired, and went posted in.
That was a beauty shot.
It really was. You heard the iron is clinking in. There's nothing better than that as a player. So Mensing and Nutting will get the assists on Clark's first of the national tournament. And we're tied at 1 with 1:57 to go here in the second period, or first period, excuse me, as there's the whistle. 14-11 are the shots on goal here in this opening frame. Rasty and I just sorting out the particulars of our first intermission on ice interview. So it'll be a face-off to the right of Carlin Testa, and it's won by the Owls. Wrapped back around by Holleran. Goes all the way out to center. Will be taken by Tucker Honig. He sends a long pass all the way down into the Keene State end, where Jake Melissi will take over. Wraps it around looking for Holleran, but instead it goes to the near side half boards and pushed out to center. Down the right wing with a head of steam, here comes Serra. He tried to lay a back pass across for Carignan. As offsides is Keene State. Breaking out with it is NAU in the person of Jordan Nolan. Down the left wing, Nolan fires a shot. Testa blockers that into the netting. And we get a whistle with 1:23 to go here in the first period. And the game tied at 1.
The end-to-end action, I tell you, both goalies have had to been sharp. And it took about, 17 and a half, 18 minutes to solve the goaltender Jackson Gosnell from Phoenix, Arizona.
Local kid for them.
That's
Not
right.
too far away from here if you think about it.
No, it's really not, which is kind of counterintuitive being an East Coast guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're from Virginia, I'm from New Jersey, and we have a team from New Hampshire playing a team from Arizona.
No, I live in
You're
in
from
Virginia.
Canada, I apologize.
live
Yes,
in
of
Virginia,
course, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Rasty is our resident Canadian.
There's a little bit of difference.
No, there's very much difference.
there's like this much difference, okay? Puck goes in across the blue line, or puck goes in down across the blue line. You got the puck in deep down there, coming on around, down around the side, shot from point. Auctioning cars. There you go.
And by the way, he's a doctor in his real life, ladies and gentlemen. We reached the last minute of play in the first. This one sent all the way around. Wrapped up the boards by Noah Sanders and a keep-in by NAU. Taken down the left wing. Here comes Nutting. Nutting already with 1 assist. He's looking for a goal himself. He ties up in the near side corner. That with Brendan Jester. Tie up on the near side boards. To his side they battle, and escaping with it for NAU is Nick Pizzi. He goes over the red line and just dumps it back into the Keene State end with 26 to go in the first period. Far side corner, it's wrapped no open spaces. This one sent in from 100 feet out with 10 to go. Keene on the forecheck, it pops up in the air and it gets through the stick of Drew Merrick and up the right wing. Here comes Lomax. Drop pass across by Mahood, goes wide. 2 seconds and one, thrown on goal. Testa with one last save, and there's the buzzer. So we've reached the end of the first period. And the Northern Arizona Ice Jacks and the Keene State Owls are tied at 1. The shots in the first period are 16 to 11. That all in favor of NAU. All right, and it looks like Rasty is standing by with Lucas Lomax. Rasty, go ahead.
Rasty begin with Lucas Lomax from Northern Arizona. You guys able to get one in very early on. Been a pretty even period. What are your thoughts on the first so far?
I think we just got to get rid of those pregame jitters. You know, haven't had a game in a while, so I think we just need to settle in, calm it down in the D zone. I think we're fine in the offensive zone and get some pressure and some more shots and really test the goalie a lot more.
Talking about being off for a while, how long have you guys been off for?
Last game, probably about a month and a half. We've just been practicing. So like that game style isn't quite with us yet. I think after that first period, I can think we can really got our legs under us and keep going.
Statistically, you guys seem to really excel on special teams and the power play. If 0 for 2 tonight so far, but just tell me what you liked about your power play and what things you want to tweak.
For tweaking wise, probably just like I said, calm it down a little bit cleaner on the zone entries there. Once we get the puck set up, I think our puck movement's there. Just got to find those options and get the pucks to the net.
Gosnell is a name that we have heard many times at this national tournament. Can you speak a little bit about what he's meant for you guys?
Everything. I mean, both of our goalies too. They're so strong. If one's not there for us, the other one's always been there. Just big bodies in front. As long as we clear the bodies, let them see the puck, they're going to swallow up everything.
Thanks very much for this. Good luck in the next 40.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you, Lucas. 1-1 our score at the end of the first period of play. You are watching the 2019 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship Rings, proud sponsor and championship ring provider for the ACHA. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick supplier of the ACHA. The Dallas Stars. For tickets and more information, visit dallasstars.com. And Southwest Airlines, the official event airline partner of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
My experience at Stony Brook was everything. It completely changed my life.
Since coming here, I've had my conception of humanity expanded.
The most important lesson I've learned at Stony Brook is that you have to work for it and you have to take it.
The students are bringing fresh minds to the question.
We go far beyond campus confines to bring our expertise to global problems.
Stony Brook's just giving me that chance to prove my potential.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them. With a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
My experience at Stony Brook was everything. It completely changed my life.
Since coming here, I've had my conception of humanity expanded.
The most important lesson I've learned at Stony Brook is that you have to work for it and you have to take it.
The students are bringing fresh minds to the question.
We go far beyond campus confines to bring our expertise to global problems.
Stony Brook's just giving me that chance to prove my potential.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready! Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them. With a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
My experience at Stony Brook was everything. It completely changed my life.
Since coming here, I've had my conception of humanity expanded.
The most important lesson I've learned at Stony Brook is that you have to work for it and you have to take it.
The students are bringing fresh minds to the question.
We go far beyond campus confines to bring our expertise to global problems.
Stony Brook's just giving me that chance to prove my potential.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like even more than birthday cake.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
My experience at Stony Brook was everything. It completely changed my life.
Since coming here, I've had my conception of humanity expanded.
The most important lesson I've learned at Stony Brook is that you have to work for it and you have to take it.
The students are bringing fresh minds to the question.
We go far beyond campus confines to bring our expertise to global problems.
Stony Brook's just giving me that chance to prove my potential.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like even more than birthday cake.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
My experience at Stony Brook was everything. It completely changed my life.
Since coming here, I've had my conception of humanity expanded.
The most important lesson I've learned at Stony Brook is that you have to work for it and you have to take it.
The students are bringing fresh minds to the question.
We go far beyond campus confines to bring our expertise to global problems.
Stony Brook's just giving me that chance to prove my potential.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship.
Tied at 1 after the first period. And on the other side, we'll give you a quick update on the, quote, out-of-town scoreboard, unquote.
I love it.
Florida Gulf Coast University is tied with Marian University. That game's scoreless in the second period. That also a 1-4 matchup, though, in Pool A, as it's Florida Gulf Coast, the Southeast 1, taking on Marian, the Central 4.
And I'm actually a little surprised that it's knotted at 0 so far.
Well, that's actually, I misspoke earlier. That is actually Pool B. My
Pool
apologies.
B, okay.
Yep. So we're tied at 1 here, shot 16-11 in favor of NAU. After the opening frame, the puck is down, and we are underway. Northern Arizona moving left to right in the white jerseys, trimmed in blue and gold with the gold numbers. Keene State moving right to left in the red jerseys, trimmed in gray and black with the black numbers. Carlin Testa is to our right. Jackson Gosnell is to our left. And that was Desmond Conley with the puck, who stood up in the near side corner and outbreak the Owls. Pass goes through the feet of Andrew Lusignan and all the way down for an icing just 27 seconds in.
And, you know, speaking there with Lucas Lomax, he said, you know, nerves, he said being off for 6 weeks. And I'll tell you, I think for a team that has definitely been off for 6 weeks, I don't think in any way that they had a bad first period. Opening the scoring, I think they had some opportunities on the power play. They're successful on the power play, so...
When you try to get the out-of-town scores, and it all goes to heck.
Oh, boy.
But it's all good. We're just crammed by the Wi-Fi. Nothing new here at the ACHA, but we love it anyway because we always find a solution to every and anything that may come our way. That puck bounces up and into the far side corner. Conley drops a pass off there for Christian Toivola. Conley has it but doesn't have a stick, so he kicks it around soccer style. Met there on a hard forecheck. That by Jay Clark. Escaping with it is the aforementioned Clark as he goes up, but Conley ties up with him in the far side corner, and turning back with it is Lucas Poulin. Puck sent all the way down. This will not be an icing, as out to play it is Gosnell. Starting up with it, that's Nolan. A breakout pass goes onto the stick here of a shot save made, and the rebound fought off by Testa, and the original shot there was taken by Stephen Thompson. To the point it goes for the keep by Nolan. A shot sticked away by Testa. In the near side corner, it goes for the keep in there by Ligocki. Ligocki walks the blue line. Shot tipped on the way in. Testa steers it behind the net. Loses his crease, but the shot off the side of the net by Thompson and outbreak the Owls. Up the left wing, here is Drew Merrick, and a shot fought off by Gosnell into the netting. So with 18-12 to go in the second period, we'll get a whistle, tied at 1.
Active 30 seconds or so for Testa as he fights a few off, and the last one there coming off the skirt of the netting, a skirting of the goal there, and down now in the safest place if you're Carlin Testa, which is the defensive zone of Northern Arizona.
And that faceoff is won by the Keene Owls. They score! Off the faceoff, it wound up on the back door at a wide open net. I couldn't see which Owl put it in. Looks like that might be Joey Silva. And either way, Keene State has the lead. It's 2-1 with 18:09 to go here in the second period.
Looking across the backup goal, he's got a cowboy hat on for Keene State.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pure Texas hockey if I ever saw it.
And, you know, even the Zamboni drivers here wear cowboy hats, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when in Rome, or in this case, when in Frisco. And it is Silva who gets the goal, his first of the tournament. Sweeney, the lone assist. And Keene State has the lead here, 2-1 early in the second period. 2 early goals in each period, Rasty.
Yes.
Down the right wing, a nifty move, a backhand forehand play. That was Kiefer. He couldn't pull the trigger as that shot was fanned on by Michael Emson and sent all the way back into the NAU end. In front of save, they got score! I thought Gosnell kept it out, but it's a goal for Mario Serra. Keene State up 3-1 early in the second period.
And 2 goals for Keene State here, probably only about 30 seconds apart. Great effort there. Keene State just taking the puck behind the goal, wrapping out front, even with the defensive man on, and able to get that past Gosnell to go up 3-1. And 3 unanswered goals scored here by Keene State so far. 2
goals in 35 seconds for the Owls. This one's an offside.
And really great single-man effort there by Mario Serra as, like I said, he curled around, got right into the, essentially just above the crease, and able to get that past Gosnell.
And Serra gets the goal unassisted, his first of the tournament. Keene State up 3-1, and they're looking for more as they have some offensive pressure, but outbreak the Ice Jacks. Down the right wing. Nice move there by Nick Pizzi. He throws it to the side of the net. Testa out to smother it and just to stop the play. 17:07 to go here in the second period, and Keene State quickly out to a 3-1 lead.
And, you know, I think if you're Northern Arizona, there's plenty of time, so there's no need in panicking. So just calm down, stick to your game plan that's been successful for you all year. I guarantee even in the rest of the 17 minutes this period, you're going to have special teams. And do what's been successful. I mean, you know what are they? 27% on the power play almost.
26.5,
yeah. So,
some repairs being done to Carlin Testa's crease. A little bit of a divot there as he helps fix it. Allows us to take you around the league and get some scores in from earlier today. First game of the day was Trine and Northern Colorado. That game ended in a 2-2 tie. Good chances on both sides. And at the same time, on the opposite side, Northeastern taking care of Penn State, that by a 5-2 decision. We then had UNH dispatching Utah State by a 6-1 score, while Cincinnati pulled off what could so far be the upset of the tournament, beating Lindenwood 3-1, and Michael Weber standing on his head, 33 saves, and some of them were harder than others. That one bounces in front, Testa smothers it.
Shows a lot of confidence by Testa and his guys taking the face off when he's willing just to smother that puck as frequently as he does. And not bad pressure by Northern Arizona.
No, not at all. And then just recently we had our first of the 1-4 matchups as that one blocked in the shot. That one catches the high netting and we'll get a whistle. We had our first round of 1 versus 4 matchups just now. Aquinas rolling through Montana State by a 6-0 score. And on the opposite side
was UMass.
UMass taking care
NC State 7-2
of the formerly undefeated NC State Ice Pack.
And then you got a 1-4 Florida Gulf.
That's
and Marion
second.
And then you got a 1-4 here as well. So
which the 4 seed is actually leading. This one's sent back into the NAU end. They'll start out with 16:38 to go in the second period. NAU trailing Keene State 3-1. Conley with a cross-ice pass. And into the far side corner, that's Harrington. He ties up with a pair of Owls, and escaping with it is Toivola. Shot from the point never makes it on goal as Harrington has it. Side of the net, a play looking for Conley, who has it now in the far side corner. Wraps it back around for Harrington. Harrington met there by Noah Sanders with a how do you do. Harrington tries to skate out of the corner, but Sanders there to knock it away. Conley to the point it goes for a shot coming by Toivola, rather a pass to Nolan. Nolan a shot blot off by Testa. Harrington behind the net, out in front. Testa with a nice save, and that one played out to center. 16 minutes to go here in the second period. Keene State leading Northern Arizona 3-1. Pass up ahead to the near side wingers, Bryce Blanchard. Long stretch pass onto the stick there of Philip Sweeney. Sweeney holds in the far side corner. Looking in front, it goes through the crease. I think Gosnell might have had to steer it away, and it's on the red line. Starting up with it for NAU, here comes Nolan. Nolan a shot held onto by Testa for a whistle with 4:25 gone by in the second period. And on the way back to the bench, Jordan Nolan with a little bit of a collision with one of the linesmen. They share a laugh about it.
Well, and you know what? With only 4.5 gone, it has been a very offensively successful time for Keene State.
They are being outshot in the game, 21-14, but they have the edge where it counts. And here they go on the rush. Up the right wing with a head of steam, it's Jake Clark. Clark splits the D, takes it into the near side corner. Mike Boldy, excuse me. Clark was with him on the rush, though. Down the right wing boards, in front of the NAU bench and played act into center. Long pass goes on to the stick of Tucker Honig. Honig fires a shot, fought off by Testa, catches the high glass and settles into the far side half boards. To the point it goes for a keep-in by Legaki. Behind the net. This is Mahood. Drops a pass off, looking for a cycle play with Desmond Conley. And escaping with it is Keene State. This in the person of Andrew Lesignan. Down the left wing. Lesignan, a shot, save made by Gosnell. Loose in front, another save, Gosnell. To the point, a shot taken, deflection, and a save, Gosnell. The shot was taken from the point there by Jake Melissi and deflected on the way in. Melissi has it. Tries to throw it through, but it's blocked on the way in by Honig. And now Melissi on a second effort gets it in as far as the half boards. Puck's in all the way down. It'll roll behind the goal line for an icing. And there's the whistle with 14:23 to go here in the second period.
And Gosnell getting some more action there. He's already seen a lot of rubber in the first 5 minutes of this period, but seeing a bit more here as some of the play was down in this end for a while with Carlin Testa.
Face off to the right of Jackson Gosnell, the junior from Shrewsbury, or sorry, the senior from Phoenix. Circling back around with the puck was Jacob Beck. To the point it goes for the keep in by Poulin. Poulin throws it wide of goal and it carries all the way out to the far half boards. Nice little move to find a pass up ahead. There goes Thompson. Into the far near side corner. Here goes Babluzian. Walking into the slot and covering that up was Testa. Off the play by Jordan Nolan. Whistle goes with 13:53 to go here in the second period.
And Poulin had a stick kind of around the neck of the Northern Arizona player. And then you actually see number 14 there, Sweeney, pleading his case to the linesman. I don't know if he's hoping that it's going to come outside the zone or what. I'm not sure. But
I think Testa was looking for the same thing, or he could have just been directing traffic. Face-off is won by Sweeney, and it goes back around to the side of the net. Taken by Nolan out in front, and here come the Owls 2-on-2. Up the left wing boards. That's Silva. Silva drops a pass off, looking and finding Sweeney, who was unable to find anything on that shot, as here come the Ice Jacks. A play to center, it rolls just wide. Now it goes onto the stick of Max Mahood. He tied up there with Lucas Poulin. Poulin ties into his own man. Walking in is Lomax. And a shot was held onto by Testa for a whistle with 13:26 to go here in the second period. And Keene State leading 3-1.
I'll tell you, Testa's been solid. I mean, he's given up 1 goal in 23 shots, and that came 2 minutes in. And you could say it's pregame jitters. Did not look like really when that puck went in, he was really able to track it for the entire time. Being thrown out of the faceoff circle is Kiefer.
To the point it goes. That shot goes into the paraphernalia of Aaron Harmon. Lomax has it. He spins and throws it towards goal, but it's blocked away. Harmon has it now. He goes off the boards, and a nice keep, and a shot coming, fought off by Testa into the netting. A rising shot by Maximo Hood.
And Testa was fully standing up and actually kind of whirling around, getting that blocker side arm up almost the same height of his head, playing that shot up into the netting above him there.
Walking down the left wing, there's a play for Mario Serra, looking for his second of the game. Taken down, and a penalty coming up. That's going to be on Jordan Nolan as Serra slow back to his feet.
We got a cross check there.
You can call that a cross check, a hook, a hold, anything. That was an illegal play by Nolan, no matter how you look at it.
Let's see.
It's going to be a cross-checking call indeed on Aaron Nolan. So Keene State goes back to the power play. They're third in a row. They're 0 for 2 with 3 shots on goal.
Did you have an update from the rink behind us?
I do not have an update from the rink behind us. Did you?
No.
Okay.
No, did you say the 4 was up?
Huh?
What did you say? You don't know the score there, right?
No, the 4 is up over here. Last I saw on the other side, it was scoreless.
Gotcha, okay.
In the meantime, here and now, that's Joey Silva with the puck. He goes to the point for Joe Nutting. Nutting goes back over for Silva. Silva fakes a shot. He shoots, and a save made there by Gosnell, and it's played all the way around.
Nice save by Gosnell to keep the deficit at 2.
1:36 to go, and hard forecheck there by Northern Arizona. That's Brendan Jester, who almost gets away with the puck. Has it now, shot, and it's just wide. That off the stick of Malachi Bushy.
Nice forechecking by Northern Arizona. They're
Strong.
really making it hard for Keene State to get out of their own end.
It was a strong forecheck on a short-handed Northern Arizona team. Pull into the front, fought off by Gosnell, and he's got the rebound. Players go crashing into the boards. The net comes off its moorings.
And they went in really hard, the pair of them, but both up quick, which is nice to see.
Definitely. 1:09 remaining in the power play for Keene State. 12:03 remaining here in the second period. The Owls leading the Ice Jacks 3-1. No shots on goal, or 1 shot on goal, excuse me, here for this period, for this power play for Keene State.
Yeah, I would say Northern Arizona has done an excellent job of forechecking on this kill.
That pass across winds up hitting the boards and going back out for Carrigan at the point. Carrigan goes across, and a shot and a stick save made by Gosnell. In the near side corner. Here's a shot by Sarah, deflected, score! It's a power play goal! And Keene State goes up 3. It's 4-1 midway through the second. 4 unanswered goals for Keene State. And we'll have to wait to see who the announcer said, who the credit for the goal goes to. But either way, Keene State with a power play goal. They now have a 4-1 lead with 11 minutes and 37 seconds to go here in the second period. Oh, so Lusignan will get credit for the goal. And Carrigan gets an assist, as does Harmon. So the goal reads Lusignan, his first of the tournament on the power play from Carrigan and Harmon. And that goal coming at the 8:18 mark here in the second period. In the meantime, NAU with a forecheck, and now the Keene State Owls break out. There's Bertone. He tried to drop the pass off to Blanchard, but it's stolen away. Hard check, and this one's played out to center. Bertone with a nice move. He goes knee on knee with Conley. Conley back to his feet. Into the slot. A shot goes wide. That off the stick. I couldn't see which Owl that was. It looks like it was Bertone. And it's played all the way down. And now the race is on. Taken down legally so. Harrington dispatches of his man. That was the opposite number 7 as this one's gloved down by Testa. And we'll get a whistle with 10:31 to go here in the second period. Keene State, 4 unanswered goals. They now lead 4-1.
Well, and you know, the trend of these teams from the Northeast scoring 5 goals per game is almost coming true. You know, Northern Arizona, pretty soon now they should get the media timeout. And you know, they showed us very early on their ability to score. And again, I think if they're patient and they stay out of the box, that they're going to get their chance on special teams, which we know they are very good on.
And a good opportunity there by the Ice Jacks goes awry as that shot went just wide off the stick of Xavier Babluzzi. On the far side boards, it's sent in, and a potential icing. It'll be waved off as hustling to the puck is Andrew Lusignan. Good job by Lusignan to negate any kind of icing call. Far side boards, it's wrapped around and out to center all the way down. We've reached the 10-minute mark here of the second period, and so we will have our media timeout hopefully soon, as this is a turnover. Alone in front, Testa with an active stick to knock the pass away.
Nice job by Testa to deflect that pass.
Down the right wing, here's Drew Merrick. He fans on a pass attempt. Thrown out in front, that by Poulin, and it's circled back. Giveaway by the Owls, a skied puck, glove down the right wing. Here comes Mahood, a nice move to get around his defender Nutting, and he drops it off. With it is Federico. He takes a check from Mahood for his troubles, and now start the Owls in the person of Philip Sweeney. Pass across for Silva. Silva, nice move. He's in alone. He's hooked. Penalty coming up. It'll be a hooking call, and that's it.
Now, did you see any penalty shots today?
I have not seen any penalty shots today.
Yes, we had one. And I got to think about who it was.
It was Penn State had a penalty shot today.
Yeah.
That I saw.
Yeah, it was
but
Penn
I didn't
State.
get a chance to call it.
Penn State, yeah.
So it'll be a hooking call on Jordan Nolan.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
In your heart that you want to be here, and that's where we come in, Rasty. We try to do our best to bring the action to the fans at home.
Well, and the thing I'd like to add is, you know, if the opportunity arises where you can patronize the people that have been able to bring these games, and I'll tell you, it was not that long ago that you folks at home watching these games would have had to pay for them. And so through really generous sponsors, and I'm sure that they are listed on the website, Hogan's Transport here, USA Hockey, Howie's Hockey Tape, Edge Tech, Warrior, Drury Inn, Budget Rental, Southwest Airlines, and Airy Sportswear. If you have the chance, please patronize them, because it wasn't that long ago that you had to pay for these games, and through sponsorship we have been able, and you know, it's always been a vision of the ACHA to be able to get these games for free. The problem in times past has been that it just was not financially possible, but now it is. So
absolutely. And of course, we also want to thank our biggest friends here at the University of Utah. They're the ones who really go out of their way to put these broadcasts together. They have their own team that they cover day in and day out, the normal game day operations that you see on TV. But then they go out of their way, and even when the Utah season is done, they still work tirelessly to put together this broadcast that you see here. Down the left wing, a pass in front shot. What a save by Carlin Testa! He denies Steven Thompson alone in front. A short-handed opportunity for the Ice Jacks. Testa standing tall keeps it 4-1.
Well, nice defensive plays by Poulin, and I think really incredible amount of patience demonstrated by Northern Arizona as the far side winger was able to get down past him and feather that puck back up into the slot area. Hey, you know, you're talking about University of Utah there. I mean, we call it Ute Vision. The reality is the guys that are here that really are the brain trust behind putting these games on, they're taking vacation time just to come and do this. So it's really kind of a labor of love. And, you know, these guys are super smart and able to get all this and put it together with the graphics. And, you know, as we get into semis and finals, you're going to be able to see replays, which are incredible. So,
absolutely.
yeah, just a shout out to those guys who do an incredible job. And they've been troubleshooting and really trying to bring you a incredible quality product, but also keep it free.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, Keene State wanting a penalty. Coach Bobby Roderick screaming from the bench, saying that there should have been a call that was not called. But there's 30 seconds to go, and there's another call. And now we'll see what becomes of this. There's 31 seconds to go on the original penalty to Aaron Nolan. 7:48 to go in the second period.
I got a feeling this is going to go against Keene.
No, it's actually going against Northern Arizona. That's going to be Zavin Babluzian, who's getting 2 minutes for a slash.
Well, there we go. It's going to be coincidental.
So they're going to be coincidental minors. Yeah. So nothing will go up. We'll play 5 aside here. It's a roughing on Babluzian. It's a slash on Babluzian and a roughing on Mario Serra.
So should be 5-on-4 for the last 31, and then these guys will sit for 2 or more.
Well, that's correct. Usually it's 2 or less, but being that they're coincidentals, there'll be no time on the clock, and so they'll just have to wait the 2 minutes and the first whistle afterwards.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, this is the 4th game I've seen today, and consistent quality by the officials. They go over to the bench, they explain to the captain on the ice, they explain to the coach on the bench why the call, and they answer their questions. And you don't always see that, but this crew, and I'm not even sure where these guys are if they're local guys or they've been brought in, but just an incredible job.
Absolutely, and you have to give them all kinds of credit. And also a shout out to our director of officiating, Ed Giacomucci, for finding an excellent crew and laying the groundwork for good officiating throughout the tournament altogether. In the meantime, this is sent back in by Joey Silva. 7 seconds to go on the power play for Keene State. That has that puck go all the way down, so that'll most likely do it for the man advantage. Keene State, just the 1 shot on goal on the power play. They are 1 for 4 on the day with a total of now 8 shots with the man advantage. And that's something to think about, Rassi. They have 8 shots on the power play out of 20 on the game. Pass back across. That'll find.
But, I'll tell you the thing I'm going to say. When you actually looked at the UMass NC State game, the shots actually ended up being in favor when the game was all said and done in favor of NC State. But, when I was talking to Brett Luthner, one thing I said is if you looked at scoring opportunities, that was much more reflective of what the score ended up being than just shots. And I would say this game's the same way.
Absolutely. Northern Arizona outshooting Keene State, but Keene State with the quality chances that have made all the difference, especially when you look at the fact that, as I just mentioned, there's 8 shots on goal for the power play for Keene, whereas Northern Arizona only has 3. And an offsides there, so we're going to whistle with 6:17 to go in the second period, and Keene State leading 4-1.
Well, if you're a Northern Arizona fan, is the game out of reach? Absolutely not. Are they going to need to stay out of the box and really try to get something happening on the power play, see if they can build a little confidence, and then, all you need realistically, and maybe you say, hey, this is a real stretch, but you just need to be, by about a minute and a half left to go in the in the third period, you need to be down by 1. And then if you have to pull the goalie, you do. Hopefully it doesn't get to that if you're a Northern Arizona fan, but that's so you essentially need. It'd be nice to have 1 goal by the time you go into the locker room. 2 would be more than fantastic, but you got to get a couple goals in the next 26-25 minutes or so.
Absolutely, and I talked about it in the last broadcast with Lou Gamelin, how in 2014, as there's a 2-on-1 for Keene that got broken up. In 2014, the Illinois State University Redbirds were down 6-3 with 10 minutes to go in the third period against William Patterson University. And Illinois State proceeded to then score 4 goals in the last 10 minutes of the period, winning the game 7-6 in regulation. Not in overtime, in regulation.
Wow.
So it can be done. It has been done. And there's nothing that says it won't be done again. This puck pops down onto the stick of Dominic Federico, who plays it out to center, taken over by Bryce Blanchard. Blanchard stood up at the line by Nolan as the puck hits the linesman, and an unfortunate bounce for the Owls. This one springs NAU in the person of Christian Toivola. Shot down wide. Out in front, Testa hangs on to that one as it was a winding Reese Kiefer that steered it out in front. And the whistle, and 5:13 to go here in the second period.
And the good thing, Northern Arizona, you don't see any frustration. Some of the pushing in front of the goal you're not seeing in this period. So it's really clean hockey, aside from the penalties that have been called.
After 2 periods of play, Florida Gulf Coast leading Marion by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal in that game, 26-19 in favor of the Florida Gulf Coast University Eagles. Bad angle shot hits the side of the net and steered back into the far side corner.
And I'll tell you, there's some people that pick Florida Gulf to win it all again this year.
Shot from the far side point goes back over the stick of Brendan Jester as he crunches into the near side boards. And Kyle Carrigan ditches this one off for Serra. Serra down the left wing, cuts to the slot. Shot, a blocker save made by Gosnell. Breakout pass is gloved down at the line. That by Sweeney. Off the glass and sent all the way down. Races on. First one there to get it is Melisi, which elicits an icing with 4:20 to go here in the second period, and Keene State leading Northern Arizona by a count of 4-1.
And I'll tell you, something to really speak to the back and forth ebb and flow of this game is the fact that we really have not had many icings at all.
No, we have not. These teams are doing a good job of controlling their passes and being able to hit the right man at the right time. Face off to the right of Gosnell. It's one forward by Sweeney. Gosnell has to pounce on that. Sweeney with a great individual effort winning the face-off forward. And earlier today, we saw Northern Colorado actually score their first goal of the tournament on a very similar play. And that one courtesy of Jacob Seibold. Colorado would eventually wind up tying with Trine, that at 2. So we do have our first try of the tournament. And it's good to get it out of the way early, isn't it, Rasty?
It absolutely. And, you know, in the UMass NC State, we had a player who actually scored a hat trick in the first period.
Wow.
And then he got hurt in the second period and missed a lot of it on the bench as he was getting repaired, but he did make a comeback in the third.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Aquinas had their own natural hat trick, but it was spread out over 2 periods. The shot from the point never made it on goal as it was blocked on the way. 3:53 to go here in the second period. Keene State leading Northern Arizona by a 4-1 tally. Pushed forward, out with it comes Babluzian. And it's a partial break. There's a shot, a save made by Testa. Once again, he denies Stephen Thompson. And Thompson says to Carlin, hey, buddy, could you let me have one, please? And Carlin's like, no, sir.
Quit being so stingy.
Carlin Testa standing tall as a house and big as the Texas sky. He stopped 28 of 29 in just under 2 periods, preserving the lead at 4-1. Faceoff will be to his left, and it'll be Toivola to tie up with Nutting. One back by Nutting to the point for the keep in there by Ligocki. Sent back around to the near side corner. Poked forward to the near side boards, and Ligocki plays it out to center. Into the stick there of Toivola. Toivola to the far side point. He holds, looks for a man. He found a man, that was Ligocki, and a shot blocked on the way in. That was a shot by Toivola, blocked on the way by Boldy. To the point it goes, a shot on goal, held on to by Testa. Long shot from the point by Michael Emson. Testa swallows it up. 3:10 to go in the second, Keene leading 4-1.
Testa having to come up with a couple big saves back-to-back here late in the second period. Northern Arizona turning up the heat, as Andrew would say, under the Texas sky, and trying to at least get one back, as there have been 4 unanswered by Keene.
That shot saved by Testa. The rebound loose in the crease, and Testa pounces on it. Yeah, here comes that ice jack pressure that we're used to seeing in this national tournament. It's like flicking a switch, but you almost have to wonder, Rasty, where has it been all game?
And I don't have an answer for you. I don't have an answer. You know, I think we saw it early in the first. I think penalties has kind of disrupted the flow of this a little bit. And then I also think Carlin Testa has been the better of the 2 goalies.
Shot from the point, so off the side of the net. And looking to the rafters is Michael Emson. He thought he had one. I don't know if Testa got a stick on it, if it got a piece of the post, or if it just had too much lift on it. But it wound up in the netting above the net. Faceoff will be to the left of Carlin Testa. He is the senior from Cranston, Rhode Island, who is playing extremely well in the opening period and change. Wrapped around the boards by Holler, and breaking out with this is Mensing. Played up ahead, and dancing around his man was Blanchard in the far side corner. Looking in front, it goes off the back of the net. Swung back around for Blanchard, but he can't pull the trigger. Side of the net, Blanchard ties up with Nolan. Penalty coming up to Keene State, or to Northern Arizona, as to the bench went Testa. Keene State back to the power play. It will be their 5th of the game. They are 1 for 4 with 8 shots on goal.
And is it their 4th in this period?
No, it's actually their 3rd of the period.
3rd of the period, okay.
So it's actually, it's their 5th. As it's Nolan again. This is the 3rd straight penalty for Aaron Nolan, and honestly, if you're Travis Johansson, you have to wonder, at what point do you stick Nolan on the Pine Pony and let him ride the whole game?
Well, he's got to be getting close, I think.
17:37, the time of the hooking call. That's Nolan's 3rd penalty of the game. 5th power play of the day for Keene State. Again, they are 1 for 4. And they've looked pretty good as their power play has gone along. Starting up ahead with this is Joe Nutting. He wraps it around the boards. A keep in there by Philip Sweeney. Has it in the near side corner. Muscled off by Conley. Holding and going to the point there, it's Poulin. Back pass for Sweeney. Over for Poulin. His shot goes wide. The rebound goes out to Sweeney. Pass in front. They score! Another power play goal. This time it's Joe Nutting bringing it home for Keene State. They lead 5-1.
And what's incredible, every team from the Northeast has at least scored 5 goals in their game today, which is pretty impressive.
Boy, what is that? That speaks volumes to the hockey coming out of the Northeast region.
Wow.
So another power play goal for the Keene State College Owls. They now lead 5-1 with 1:43 to go here in the 2nd period. As up starts Arizona, tied up there, though, by Serra. Testa tries to pounce on it, does so as Harrington was all in his kitchen with 1:32 to go here in the 2nd.
Shots are still about the ratio of 3-2 in favor of Northern Arizona.
So American Sweeney get the assist on Nutting's power play goal at 18:23. As Testa pounces on that one to freeze it up for another offensive zone faceoff for the Ice Jacks. So right now, Nutting and Sweeney, the only Owls with multi-point games. But other than that, production coming all throughout the Keene State lineup as they have now scored 5 unanswered goals from 5 different goal scorers.
It's pretty impressive.
Pushed back into the Northern Arizona end with 1:10 to go in the period. Rasty makes his way down to the ice level to get our 2nd period interview. It's a big collision behind the play, but this will now spring Harrington. His shot blocked on the way in, taken up by Carignan. Carignan ties up there with Conley. Outstart the Owls 3-on-2. Over the red line, coming in with it is Serra. He tries to throw it on goal, and it's steered away there by Gosnell. Serra plays it back towards goal, but it's sticked down by the Ice Jacks defense and played out to center all the way down. And the race is on, winning it in alone. A shot save made by Testa. Penalty coming up as Mahood came in on a partial break. Testa standing tall, and a slashing call coming up to Keene State. Northern Arizona back to the power play with 31.3 to go here in the 2nd period. It'll be a slashing call on Aaron Harmon. 19:30, or 19:28, excuse me, is the time of the penalty. Northern Arizona 0 for 2 on the man advantage with 3 shots on goal. Looking to try to do something here as we close out the middle frame. Pass down low. Here is Lomax, who has the lone Ice Jacks goal. Drops it off for Mahood. To the point, a pass back to Mahood. 15 to go in the period. Mahood goes across the blue line. He finds Bushy. Back for Mahood. Mahood goes down low. Lomax walks in front. Glove saved by Testa. He flashes the leather and denies Lucas Lomax for his 2nd of the game. 7 seconds left in the 2nd period. 1:36 to go in the power play. There will be carryover time if the Ice Jacks do not score. Face off to the left of Testa. It'll be Sweeney to do battle with Mahood. Mahood is tossed, and in comes Harrington. Harrington wins it back. Shot diving block there into the paraphernalia of Sweeney and played out to center, and that will do it. Second period in the books. The Keene State College Owls lead the Northern Arizona University Ice Jacks by a 5-1 tally. Shots in the second period, 19, I did my math wrong there, 19 for Northern Arizona and 12 for Keene State. There will be carryover power play time for the Ice Jacks, a minute 29 worth. Plenty of time for them to begin to cut the deficit down that they now face. And it looks like Rasty McGibbon is ice level with Carlin Testa. Rasty, go ahead.
Where are we looking?
Rasty McGibbon with Carlin Testa from Keene State. Adjectives to describe you, the one that comes to mind is stingy. Just tell me a little bit about the first 40 minutes so far.
I think our guys really got our feet going. It took us a little while. I mean, we had a long day yesterday, so getting the legs going was definitely the biggest part. But I think all of our guys know that, I mean, our previous trips here haven't been so successful, and that's going to change. And I think everyone's on the same page, so we're not going to accept anything less than the best from us.
This is a 1-4 matchup, and you guys having to play through regionals there just a couple weekends ago. Just tell me a little bit about playing through regionals and what that meant in terms of getting here.
Well, obviously the goal from the beginning of the season was to avoid regionals because of the upset we had last year. We wanted to go out and show everyone that we were the best team out here. And, I mean, the regionals, I think, just prepared us even more. The teams that did get the bye, they've been off for almost a month, and we've been keeping our legs going, and they were two pretty good games, which was huge for us, making sure that we got our legs going now.
Little opportunity to chat up your forwards. 5 unanswered goals by you guys after that one that they scored about 2 minutes into the first period. Just talk a little bit about all the guys that play in front of you.
Oh, they're the best. I think they're the most complete team that we have, and we always say that we're definitely the deepest team out of all the teams that we play. And I think it definitely shows that we're getting goals from all of our guys. All 4 of our lines are rolling hot.
Really impressive glove save there on the man advantage. Just talk me through that one, then I'll let you go to the room.
I mean, I saw the puck came down low, and I knew he was just going to cut to the net. So I was like, I'd just go cut out. I knew my guys had back door, so it was just a simple save from there.
Carlin, thanks very much. Good luck in the next 20, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, Rasty, thank you very much, and thank you to Carlin Testa. We're going to take a timeout and be back for the third period. It's the Keene State Owls 5 and the NIU Ice Jacks 1. This is the 2019 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Broadcast Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
Back here at the Star Center in Plano, Texas. It's third period action of the 2019 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network. Andrew Shapiro, Rasty McGibbon walking you through this opening game of Pool D between the Keene State College Owls and the NAU Ice Jacks. The score at the end of 2 periods is 5-1 Keene. NAU with 1:29 of carryover power play time as they look to start chipping away at this deficit. A nice keep at the line by Bushy, and it's played all the way down. NAU moving right to left in the white jerseys trimmed in blue and gold. Keene State moving left to right in the red jerseys trimmed in black, gray, and white. 50 seconds to go in the power play as we're inside the first minute of play here in the third period. Tie up in the near side boards as this puck is played out to center and sent back in towards the offensive end for NAU. Harrington drops a pass off for Lomax, who has the lone NAU goal. Circling back with it is Mahood. Mahood throws it towards goal. Saved by Testa. He spun around loose in front. Another save by Testa. And that one goes wide. Mahood tried to play it in front, but it goes off of Testa and out of play with 23 seconds to go in the power play for the Ice Jacks. And Rasty, this is a much better power play for NAU than they've had all game, really.
Well, yeah, and you know what? If they keep doing this, it's a matter of time, and you know, they're going to solve Testa once again. And they're getting close to where they scored in the first minute, in the first period, time-wise.
2 shots on goal thus far here in this portion of the power play, along with 1 at the first half of it. That one unable to be teed up. That was Toivola who couldn't find the trigger. 7 to go in the power play. Keep in by Nolan. Nolan throws a pass across. Back into the near side corner. This is Jester. Back to 5-on-5 as NAU goes to 0 for 3 with the man advantage. 3 shots on goal thus far, or for that power play, I should say. 6 on the game, as Testa will smother that one and get a whistle with 18-18 remaining in the third period.
Well, you know, they're 27% successful on the man advantage. So, you know, I mean, it's got to be the next one. It's got to be the next one for Northern Arizona.
Statistically speaking, it should be the next one for Northern Arizona, so we'll see what happens if and when the opportunity does present itself.
And you know, I would say in terms of discipline, I would say that Bobby Rodrigues' Keene State Owls have been the more disciplined with less time in the box in this contest.
Absolutely. NAU has taken 5 penalties to Keene State's 3, and Keene does have 2 power play goals, so they're clicking at 40% right now here in this tournament as that one goes up the glass and is gloved down by Carignan. On the opposite side, the Florida Gulf Coast University Eagles have a 2-1 lead on the Marion Sabres. That midway through the third period, opening action of Pool A. The Eagles, the 1 seed out of the Southeast, Marion, the 4 seed out of the Central. And this one's covered up by Testa. And Rasty, you kind of touched on it as we went to the intermission. If this result does hold, and that's an if, Keene State would finish the day for the Northeast at 4-0 with all 4 teams scoring at least 5 goals.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive. It's very impressive, actually. And if you look through, you know, historically the Central actually does quite well. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of a time that you know, any one region has gone 4-0.
Down the right wing is a shot swallowed up by Gosnell off the stick of Joey Silva. I can think back to 2016
yes,
when 3 of the 4 semifinalists were from the Southeast region,
right,
with Florida Gulf Coast, Liberty, and Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
The only other outlier would have been Grand Valley State winning their pool in a thrilling overtime win over NYU.
Well, you know, the thing about the Southeast is it goes from Florida, Ohio. It goes from Lake Erie all the way to the Gulf, which is
really something. 3-on-2 coming up. For, no, I mean, Rasty's in a loss of words there. It's
a humdinger.
It really is. It's a whopper of a fact if you think about it. And honestly, the Southeast put on probably the best show of the day in terms of any single game. Cincinnati coming into this tournament, going through the regionals, and playing against Lindenwood, the national runner-up from last year, and a lot of people's by and large favorite to return to the national championship. A 3-1 victory for the Bearcats earlier today. Michael Weber with 33 saves And some are more difficult than others. Is down the right wing as a shot coming, but a deke first by Silva. He's tied up, and that one's through the paraphernalia of Gosnell into the near side corner. Another outstanding goaltending performance we do have to talk about. There's two of them, actually. We have Christian Butler from Montana State. He made about 50 saves. His team did give up 6 goals, but they were also playing number 1 Aquinas. And in the first game of the day, Northern Colorado, Ashton Opperman, 44 saves for the young man. Is down the right wing. There's a shot fought off by Testa, that by the stick of Harrington. As skating out with it for the moment was Keene State, and Nolan sends it back in, and the puck hits the netting. But Ashton Opperman of Northern Colorado, he made about 44 saves in their Game 1 tie against Trine University. And, I mean, the kid stood as tall as a house today, Rasty.
There have been some pretty impressive displays of goaltending, and I think we're actually seeing one here. I don't know if I guess I'm trying to think if I agree that there's been 37 shots by Northern Arizona. I don't know. It doesn't feel like almost a 40-shot contest. I mean, like, they're on pace to be 50 plus shots if they continue with this pace. But I don't know. But
well, according to the official score, they had 16 in the first and 19 in the second.
Okay.
And they've had 2 so far here in the third.
Well, then I'll say this: it's official.
All right, Nolan with a shot that got blocked away by Testa for shot number 38, as that one hits the clock. Circling back with it is the aforementioned Nolan. Plays it off the near side boards and back into center ice. Down the wing, that was Conley. Conley goes into the corner, muscles away there, Dominique Federico. And another tie-up in the far side corner. To the point it goes. Here's Emson. He goes across for Nolan. Nolan throws it towards goal, held on to by Testa. We'll get a whistle with 15-16 to go here in the third period. Keene State holding on to that 5-1 lead.
And, you know, for Northern Arizona, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They also just got to get some bodies in front of Carlin Testa. I think he has taken 45 minutes to persuade anyone that he's going to stop what he can see. And you know what? I really think that first goal changed direction or rose on him or something, as it really looked like it caught him off guard. Being a little bit of a smaller goalie, it does leave more of the upper part of the net open, eh?
Absolutely. Testa definitely showing that first goal was the outlier. Carlin Testa standing tall at 5'8", 160 pounds. He graduates from Keene this year, and he'd love to go out with a ring on his finger, or at least a couple wins under his belt, too. This one played back by Sweeney. Circling with it is Harmon. He goes across for a pay ahead with Holleran. And down the right wing, this is Serra. Mario Serra, the Keene State captain, fires a shot that's deflected into the netting and out of play. 5:26 gone by in the third period. The Keene State College Owls leading the Northern Arizona University Ice Jacks by a 5-1 lead.
Northern Arizona changing 3 bodies as the faceoff is going to come 15 feet to the glove side of Gosnell.
Played up to the far side boards and chipped out to center. Touched back into the end, to the Keene State end, but they were offsides. And so it's sent back down to the far side boards, where it'll be taken by Lucas Poulin. Swung around for the take by Joe Holleran. Leaves it back for Poulin. Up ahead, the breakout pass. This will spring Silva. Plays it off to the left wing for Merrick. Over for Silva. Silva shot fought off there by Gosnell. That's Sweeney in the far side corner. Off the glass, a nice keep and kick save forward by Harmon. Pushed out in a one-on-one race. There goes Davis Holmes. Holmes has it knocked away from him by Poulin, and Poulin will play it up the left wing boards. Cross-ice pass goes all the way back into the NAUN. Steered over for Jordan Nolan. Nolan with a head of steam hits the red line in a pass form to Mahood and gets a pass back. Rolls on goal, and Testa will freeze it with 6:23 gone by here in the third, and Keene State leading 5-1.
Shot differential now is 40 shots by Northern Arizona, 25 by Keene State. But Keene State is clicking shots on goal at 20%, and they're 40% on the power play. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Is that what we came up
Yep.
with?
They are 2 for 5. A wraparound and a save made by Testa as he comes across and denies Harrington. 3-1 is the score on the opposite side as Florida Gulf Coast has padded their lead with 7:01 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, you know, something interesting that Testa said, and I'm not sure if you caught it. He says, you know, ideally we did not want to go through regionals. But
yeah.
You know what? I mean, some people think that getting the 1 or 2 auto bid is kind of like the kiss of death.
Because you do have those 5 weeks off in between your last regular season game or your league playoffs, and then you come here to nationals and you face that top caliber opponent every day. Nolan drops a pass down the left wing for Mahood. Back looking for Conley. Conley unable to pull the trigger. He was molested the whole way by a couple of Owls, and Testa able to pounce on the loose puck. 12:44 to go in the third, and it's still a 5-1 lead.
Keene State changing 5 bodies. It appears that Northern Arizona is going to change 2. 12:44 in the third period. Andrew Shapiro, I'm Rusty McGibbon. This is the Men's Division II National Championship from Dallas, Texas. We are bringing this to you from Plano, Texas, just outside a fantastic Dallas Stars facility here in the suburbs.
Shot by Conley deflected and goes into the near side corner. Wrapped around and pushed back over for the take by Holleran. Up the near side boards, it's kept in at the line by Lagaki. Out in front, looking for Harrington. That was Lomax trying to feed him a pass. A keep at the line by Thorson, and pushed forward there by Toivola. And into the far side corner. Conley tries to keep it in, unsuccessful. Thorson does, but only momentarily as they are offsides with 12:10 to go in the third. Tomorrow, Pool D will see the Keene State Owls facing off against the Lindenwood Lions, while Northern Arizona will take on the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. And all that action and all the rest of the action that we stream here can be viewed on the ACHA Hockey Broadcast Network. And Rasty, who's sponsoring the War Memorial Gondola tonight?
That's Hogan's Transport.
So we bring you the action from the Hogan's Transport War Memorial Gondola.
And I tell you, they also are sponsoring the power play. So
yes, they are. So if you do find yourself in the Plano, Texas area or the greater Dallas metropolitan area, as that one goes out of play, swing on by for a game. It's really great action. Lots of good hockey. Lots of fun to be had. And
come by and just give me a slap in the chops and say, hey, I heard you.
And you get to hang out with us if you like to. Even if you don't want to, it's okay. We're not going to be offended.
I'd be offended, actually.
All right, well, I won't be offended. Rasty, on the other hand. But if you do want to hang out with us and you can't make it down to Texas, we have ACHA tonight. It's the official wrap-up show of the Men's Division II tournament, as they're going to get a power play coming up for the Owls once again. ACHA tonight goes live at 11:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time every day as long as the tournament runs. Highlights, analysis, interviews, the whole 9 yards. Tonight our guests are going to be Commissioners Dave Kurtz and Jay Peacock.
Now, question.
Yes, sir.
If people got to work tomorrow,
yes, sir,
can they catch it tomorrow at lunch?
Absolutely. These games are all going to be viewed and stored on the ACHA Broadcast Network, which is run exclusively through YouTube. As Reese Kiefer gets 2 minutes for a hook. Keene State back to the power play, 2 for 5 on the man advantage. And another save by Gosnell.
Nice save by Gosnell. Knees are out there on the white ice. Those big leg pads, and he is able to trap it with that large glove against the leg pad. And there it was, Hogan's Transportation power play.
9 shots on goal through 5 opportunities for Keene State. This is their 6th of the night. To the near side corner, there's Silva. Takes it around the net. Goes to the point for the take by Poulin. He goes down low for Sweeney. Near side corner. There's a shot by Silva. And it's wrapped off the glass and all the way down. A funky bounce goes onto the stick of Poulin. He fakes the shot. Backhanded pass instead over to Nutting. Nutting tries to go through, but it's blocked. Poulin, a shot. Score! It looks like it went right through. And if that's the case, Poulin on the board. It's another power play goal for the Keene State Owls. They lead 6-1.
Took 35 seconds for them to get that one.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official scoring on that one, but it's another power play goal for Keene State. That one coming at the 9:12 mark of the third period. 6-1 the lead.
Okay, so since that was a Hogan Transport power play, I'm going to ask you 5 yes or no questions about Hogan Transport.
Yes, sir.
Okay, question number 1.
Hold on one second. And that is Poulin's goal. That one's sticked away by Gosnell. Sweeney with another assist. And Silva. So the goal goes Poulin from Sweeney and Silva. For Sweeney, that's point number 3 on the night. Silva the same. Or Silva, that's only point number 2. And now, Rasty, as Testa freezes that, you may query away.
Okay. Hogan's Transport.
Yes, sir.
Do they provide truck leasing, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes.
Correct. Will they maintain your truck, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes.
Correct. Hogan's Transport, older or younger than 100 years in business?
I'm going to say that they've been around for more than 100 years.
101 to be exact. Hogan's Transport.
Wow.
Okay.
Just barely. All right.
Do they offer refrigeration service?
Oh, I bet they do.
They do, because they have a refrigeration truck just outside our rink.
There you go.
And as the last, if you are looking for a quality used vehicle, should you consider Hogan's Transport?
You definitely should.
You are 5 for 5, my friend.
All right. That's
good job.
Thank you. Thank you, Rasty.
I'm impressed with your knowledge of Hogan's Transport.
Well, they're a really good sponsor. I want to make sure I'm researched on them. And, of course, a big thank you to Hogan's Trucking for sponsoring this tournament and our power play and our War Memorial Gondola. In the meantime, here comes Key looking for number 7. That one's sticked away by Gosnell off the stick of Messing. To the point it goes. The keep by Silva. Shot deflected up in high glass. Comes down onto the stick of Tucker Honig. Far side point they go. That one held onto by Gosnell. He'll freeze it for the whistle with 9:10 to go here in the third period.
And so we actually, I did speak, and we have a 30-second media timeout, which we will take right now, and then we'll be back on.
All right, this is the 2019 ACHA Division II National Tournament here on the ACHA Broadcast Network. And we're back here in Plano, Texas. It's the 2019 ACHA Division II National Championship Tournament on the ACHA Broadcast Network. Andrew Shapiro, Rasty McGibbon taking you through this opener of Pool D, and we do have a goalie change as Josh Nolan is coming in to relieve Jackson Gosnell. Gosnell night is done, 6 goals allowed on 27 shots. Josh Nolan comes into the game. The stats are, I'm going to assume the only one that's right on here is the save percentage, which is an .898. Everything else seems to be a little bit on the skewed side, although he does have 315 saves.
What are some of the other?
Well, it's saying that he's got 43,679 games played. I'm going to assume that's not correct.
Right. Yeah.
All right. I mean, it could be in his career.
Yeah.
But it's also showing no win-loss records, so that's why we really can't put any credit in these stats.
Yeah, and what's actually interesting is he has a slightly better save percentage than Jackson Gosnell.
Well, he started with 1 right there off the stick of Mario Serra, and it swung back around, and a tie-up on the near side boards. We're going to whistle, and a penalty coming up. It's going to be a boarding call, and once again, Northern Arizona is going to be short a man. The guilty party this time is one Dimitri Thorson. 11:33 the time of the penalty, and Keene State back to the man advantage. They are 3 for 6.
And you know what's funny, Andrew? I asked you earlier about at what point in time do you think you might see some frustration by Northern Arizona? I think probably the frustration is really the coaches: Travis Johansson, Chris Walsh, Colin Hughes. There's been a stream of Northern Arizona guys to the penalty box. They've got 2 on the power play for Keene. They got another opportunity here. Probably 3, I guess, now. 3 for Keene.
Yep, Keene is clipping at a 50% effective rate for the power play tonight. And they're responsible for 50% of Keene's offense tonight as well, as Testa will just freeze that one for a whistle, as buzzing the tower was Stephen Thompson.
Stephen Thompson has had some really good opportunities. Unfortunately, just had a little bit of trouble. And I'm talking about just a sprinkle of trouble of finishing tonight and also solving Testa, who has been very good.
He's made 40 saves thus far. I think everybody on the NAU side, including the goal scorer, Lucas Lomax, has had trouble solving Carlin Testa.
That's right.
Lomax did it once, and he hasn't really done it since. But then again, nobody has. Up the right wing, that started out by Nutting. Cross-ice pass, that'll feed Bertone. Excuse me, that's Merrick. Far side board, and here comes a shorthanded 2-on-1, but they instead elect to throw it all the way down. That Malachi Bushy. I don't think Bushy realized that he had all that time.
No, I don't think so, and he could have had a really good 2-on-1 if he had a look.
Yeah, he had Brendan Jester ready to go take off with him, and instead over the crest of center ice, it stumped back in. That off the stick of Joe Nutting. Off the glass and all the way down. To the bench for a change goes Jester. Out to play the puck comes Carlin Testa. Stolen away by Nolan. Jordan Nolan plays it up ahead into the near side corner. He'll kill some time on his own. He'll just loop it around, taking it around to the top of the slot. Nolan, stick handling, goes into the corner. He finds a pass for Pizzi, and it rolls lazily on goal. Testa will play it out wide with 33 to go in the power play. 6:58 remaining in the third. And a 6-1 lead for the Keene State Owls. A nice move there, and a shot off the side of the net. That taken by Andrew Lusignan, as this one sent all the way back down.
And Noli, the goalie there, really did a nice job of keeping that one out as he's seen some action early.
Turnover in the slot. Dangerous for Northern Arizona. Here's Kiefer, and a shot sticked away again by Testa.
Almost had him backdoor there.
Down the left wing, here goes Messing. Out in front, a shot saved by Nolan. The puck is in his shoulder. He couldn't find it. And excuse me, that was Lusignan who took the shot, looking for his second of the game. Nolan standing tall and keeping it 6-1.
Noli, the goalie there, surviving that man short 2 minutes. Keene with a couple chances. Northern Arizona doing a really good job on that penalty kill of keeping the puck at the other end from Nolan there.
Off the tie-up in the near side circle. Spinning away with it is Michael Emson. Emson to the right side wing. He'll try to play it up. It's blocked down on the way out by Lusignan. He tries to feed it ahead for Federico. Wrap around and a save made by Nolan. He hugged the post and got the blocker on it. Tie up behind the net. Circling around with it is Emson. Off the boards. He'll break out Harrington. Sent back in on an offside fashion. Keene has to regroup with 5:55 to go here in the third. And starting up with a head of steam, here goes Christian Foster. He's met at the blue line by 3 Owls who force it back in. Emson will have to regroup behind his goal line. Emson drops a pass around. He finds Foster. Foster tries to play it out wide, but the forecheck there by Messing interrupted the pass. And now it's played back into center ice. Hits a man on the way in, that Nutting. Behind the play, it's sticked forward onto the stick of Lusignan and back behind the net. Emson takes over for NAU with 5:25 to go in the third. Emson deliberately starts out. The pass goes behind Toivola. He couldn't handle it, and NAU has to regroup and go out again. Toivola has it. He goes off the boards. The pass goes onto the stick of Conley, who was going to the bench for a change. Here he goes, feeds Harrington. Harrington down the right wing. Takes it behind the net. Muscled off the puck there by an Owl. I couldn't tell who it was. Testa froze it momentarily and played it out wide instead as we reach the 5-minute mark here in the third period. Off sides of the Ice Jacks, they regroup and send it back in. Ligaki. Testa steers it out wide. Up the right wing boards, there goes Mario Serra. A 3-1 final on the other rink as Florida Gulf Coast defeats Marian University in the opener of Pool A. And so this game will be the final one of the night here from Plano.
Yeah.
It's a 6-1 lead for Keene State. Go ahead, Rast.
No, actually 3 unanswered goals by Florida Gulf as Marian scored the first one, but
it wasn't a 3-1 where Gulf just went in and rampant went through them. it was a 3-1 where Marion was able to play strong, hold their head up high, as this one's offside with 4:03 to go here in the third.
So
faceoff is just outside the neutral zone and played back in. Circling back behind the net, that's Jake Clark. He wraps it pass around, finding Lusignan. Shot from the point, glove down by Testa. Nolan put everything he had into it, and Testa right there to flash the leather. 3:48 to go here in the third.
And I would say that this probably is going to be the other. Upset as a number 4 is going to deal a blow to a number 1 here.
I would have to say so. This will cap off a perfect day for the Northeast region with all 4 teams winning and all 4 of them scoring at least 5 goals, with 3 of them scoring 6. Off the boards, a tie-up in front of the Keene State bench as it's sent all the way down. No icing, as back to regroup is Nick Pizzi. JP, real quick, who's the 2-3 in this bracket?
Trine, isn't it?
Let's try, no, Trine, oh yeah, it's Trine in Cincinnati. So tomorrow, NAU will take on Cincinnati. Trine will face Keene State in a battle of unbeatens.
No, it actually can't be Trine, because Trine is in with University of Northern Colorado. We are going to get it for you.
Right. I have it sitting on a paper in front of me. I never thought to look. So Florida Gulf Coast tomorrow will take on Utah State. Marion will take on UNH. In this bracket, Lindenwood will be facing Keene State tomorrow, and Cincinnati will be playing NAU.
There you go.
So it should be a couple of very interesting games tomorrow, as we're going to get a penalty behind the play. 2:58 to go and an interference call just for good measure.
It looks like that's going to be Keene. So this should be the power play for Northern Arizona, statistically speaking.
Indeed it is, as Aaron Harmon goes to the box for interference with 2:58 to go here in the third period.
And I think if you're Bobby Rodrigue, you got to be pretty doggone happy with the way your guys have played. I mean, I think they were disciplined. I think they were able to transition. They did well on special teams.
Wraps back around. 17:02 was the time of the penalty there. At the point, it goes a pass across for Bushy. He goes down low. There's Mahood. Up top back for Thompson. Thompson holds, looking for Mahood in the corner. Mahood walks to the slot. Deaksy shoots a save. Testa, and Testa has the rebound. Boy, somebody forgot to call Carlin Testa.
Yeah. They're 27% on the power play.
Yeah, he is standing as big as the Texas sky over there.
But I will tell you, not a bad run at the first 33 seconds by Northern Arizona.
No, absolutely not.
They were able to walk in and really make Testa sprawl out to make that save.
Absolutely, and that's a good job there by Mahood to take the space he's given and to really make Testa spread out. To the point it goes for a take by Bushy. Going down low, a shot by Lomax catches the high glass and rattles all the way around, and Keene State has a partial chance on the shorthanded opportunity.
And really for Keene, they're just getting it in and burning some time off.
Clock now the enemy of NAU as Harrington cuts back to the slot. Has a puck knocked off of his stick. He muscles into the near side boards there. A keep at the line, that one taken by Babluzian and sent all the way around. 52 to go here in the power play for Keene. A minute 47 left. Or power play for NAU, a minute 45 to go in the third. Down the left wing, it's Nolan. Wrap it around, he scores! Jordan Nolan, a power play goal! And there it is, Rasty, you mentioned this was the one. NAU clicks, and it's 6-2 with a minute 39 to go.
And they were able to solve Carlin Testa there on the wraparound. And nice effort by Northern Arizona. I would say it probably is too little too late, but their best execution on the power play that we have seen all night.
Aaron Nolan finally is able to solve Carlin Testa. Well, they gave it to Mahood. So Mahood, the time of the goal on the power play at 18:21, as I've traded in Rasty for John Peterson, as that one's gloved down by Jordan Nolan.
Just a little bit
Josh
of a difference
Nolan.
there.
Well, different but equal. We'll call it that, shall we?
Okay.
So 1:10 to go here in the third period. Keene State 6-2 leading. All, as Lou Gamelin said earlier today, it all but academic here, barring any kind of massive collapses. Another penalty's coming up. There's a nice move there to get to the net by Tucker Honning, and we'll get a whistle. And Keene State going back to the box. Our NAU going back to the power play. They are 1 for 4 on the night, with 8 shots.
And I tell you, I know Keene State's up by 4 right now with 1:01 left to play in the game, but that's got to drive Bobby Rodriguez a little bit crazy.
Absolutely. The guilty party here is David Cuniff, as he gets 2 for a slash, or 2 minutes or less, as I say. To the point it goes. A keep by Nolan, gloved down by Testa. To the far side boards. To the point it goes for Jordan Nolan. Nolan fires a shot. Save made by Testa. Goes into the near side corner. Behind the net, this is Stephen Thompson. Looking out in front, and it's cleared the length of the ice by the Owls. As you heard, it's another Hogan Transportation power play, this one belonging to NAU, most likely the final man advantage of the contest tonight. Down the left wing is Jester. In the near side corner, he posts up and sends a pass to the point for Jordan Nolan. Nolan fires a shot, saved by Testa. Thought it was loose, but he pounced on the rebound with 18 to go here in the third.
I'll tell you, Andrew, the pools now are just about done. If you think your picks are going to be the same after today, I think you might have a different opinion on a few of them.
I'll say this, so far, between all of us, 3 for 4, I believe we are.
Yeah.
Stick back into the Keene State end. 5 seconds to go. The Keene State Owls, day 1, victorious by a 6-2 count over the NAU Ice Jacks. The final shots on goal, 45-29 in favor of NAU. 10 in the third for the Ice Jacks, and 6 in the final stanza for Keene State. So Keene State 1-0 on the tournament thus far. NAU 0-1. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Northeast has now gone 4-0 on this first day of pool play. The West falls to 0-3-1 after the opening day.
And tomorrow, who's the matchup? Northeastern's playing Lindenwood?
So tomorrow, Northeastern will be taking on Aquinas in a battle of unbeatens in Pool C.
That's going to be a pretty good game there.
Pool A, it'll be another battle of unbeatens as UMass at 1-0 takes on Shrine at 0-1. NC State, coming off the rough loss, will take on UNC, who looks to get their first win. Pool B will have Florida Gulf Coast taking on Utah State. UNH taking on Marion. Here in Pool D, Northern Arizona will look to regroup against Cincinnati, coming off a big win. And Keene will look to go 2-0 as they take on the Lindenwood Lions off a rough loss. And I spoke to Coach Gary Gardner, and he's optimistic about his team. He understands that things happen, but he's got his sights set on the next game, which is a great mentality to have if you're a coach.
It's what you have to have, and Lindenwood's going to be playing to survive in this tournament. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Absolutely. And we now go ice level as Rasty McGibbon is joined alongside head coach of Keene State, Bobby Rodriguez. Take it away.
Rasty McGibbon with Keene State head coach Bobby Rodriguez. And, you know, we talked before the game, and I think to sum it up, you were cautiously optimistic. Tell me what your thoughts are.
We're pretty happy. You know, the first period was a little bit shaky for both teams. I think all the teams in this tournament haven't played in so long that it's kind of a feeling out period at first. And second period, we thought our guys got their legs and kind of got rolling.
Interesting thing when I talked to Carl Lanteska there at the second intermission, you know, he said that you guys had kind of wished that you wouldn't have to go through regionals. Some teams here would really consider regionals the kiss of death because if they get the 1 or 2, they're off for 5 or 6 weeks. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, I think it's a double-edged sword. I mean, obviously from a planning perspective and from a confidence standpoint, we'd love an auto bid, but you know, in the Northeast we had really strong teams this year. You know, the 4 teams that are here plus several others. So, you know, we had to play our way through it, and I think you are right though that you know the auto bid teams have been sitting on the shelf a little bit longer than we have.
Yeah. 50% on the power play tonight. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think we were fortunate. The guys were really clicking, and sometimes we hold pucks too long. Sometimes guys will pass up on the good shot to wait for the great shot. And I think the difference tonight was we were releasing pucks.
I think from a discipline standpoint, you guys look pretty good. A couple penalties are late, which I don't know, may or may not be something you talk about in the room. But how did you feel discipline-wise about your guys?
Yeah, overall, I thought pretty good stuff. I think part of it was in the second period when we got our feet going. It's a lot easier to allow the other team to take penalties when your feet are moving, and that's one of the things we stressed with our guys.
You know, Carl Lanteska, 43 saves. Just talk a little bit about him, as I think he deserves a lot of credit for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the reason you can see Carlin was the first team, all Northeast goaltender this season. He's terrific for us. He's the hardest working kid. He's the first one on the ice in the morning. He's got the highest GPA on the team. He's been terrific for us.
Well, Bobby, thanks so much. Congratulations on tonight, and good luck in the next 2 days.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Andrew, now we send it back up to you.
Thank you, Rasty. I appreciate that. And so we're going to get some final remarks here as I bring in John Peterson. JP, what have you, if you had to put an overall bow on this first day of action, what are your feelings?
First day of action was a lot of good action. The one thing that I can say is that there's some surprises on teams that we didn't think were going to do as well. Some surprises on teams that we didn't think were going to be as bad. And, I think tomorrow is going to show us a lot as to what type of moxie these teams have that need to have a good day.
What's your marquee matchup that you've got looking at tomorrow?
I'm going to say you're looking at, I would say, Aquinas and Northeastern. That's probably going to be the biggest game of the day. That game right there can probably predict a winner of the pool after tomorrow.
Well, if Northeastern is victorious in that game, they would win the pool outright, as they would be 2-0 with a head-to-head victory over Aquinas. Yep. Aquinas, with a win tomorrow and a Penn State loss or a tie, would clinch the pool. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight here in Plano, Texas. For Rasty McGibbon, John Peterson, and everybody here in the broadcast, my name is Andrew Shapiro. Our final score, the Keene State College Owls 6 and the Northern Arizona Ice Jacks 2. This has been a presentation of the ACHA Men's Division II National Championship Tournament here on the ACHA Hockey Network.